Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Sedacia and today we're going to be talking about my first trimester, which I consider my first hellmester. It was absolutely awful. And I just really want to run through like what I was experiencing week by week. From here on out, I'll be doing the weekly updates. So I'm just trying to get caught up with everything. Make sure you subscribe and thumbs up and leave a comment to let me know how your first trimester is or was. If you are currently pregnant, give me some words of encouragement, especially after watching this video. I'm gonna start with like weeks 2 through 4. I guess this is your 2-week wait or something like that. I'm not sure, I'm not hip on all the lingo, but in the very beginning, I thought I had the stomach flu because I had diarrhea. I was throwing up like crazy and I had no idea I was pregnant, no indication, not even a thought in my mind. So I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I have the stomach flu. A few other people had the stomach flu. So I'm like, oh my gosh, I have the stomach flu. How did I catch this? Whatever. So I'm sick as a dog, vomiting everywhere, diarrhea everywhere. It was just disgusting. That's one of the major ways I found out later on, like weeks later, that I was actually pregnant. So during this time, I had insomnia like crazy. I was constipated, I was cramping, I peed a lot. I put something really gross here, but when I peed, I said it was black. I don't know, was it black? When I did it was black? I don't necessarily think it was black. I just think that I wasn't retaining any water, so I just looked really dehydrated when I was. It just looked really dehydrated when I was. My sense of smell was crazy during that time. That's one thing I did notice, is that my sense of smell was just like, I could smell and hear from a mile away. It was insane. I had random aches and pains. My attention span was just like instantly, like I could tune people out and I could never do that before. Headaches and dizziness was insane back then. And then my attention span was on 0. And I was just super bloated during those weeks. So again, my first few weeks, I could still eat whatever I wanted. I was fine as far as that goes. But it was just like that first few weeks, like the first 3 or 4 days when I was just being normal and I was eating a salad, and I'll never forget. And then the salad, I couldn't eat anything green my first trimester, like absolutely nothing. And I feel like I'm washed out again. And if I am, I'm sorry. Again, I'm trying to learn this lighting and get myself together. I would think I'm gonna turn it down just a little. Okay, so now we're gonna fast forward to week 5. This is when I said I could definitely change. I could definitely feel a sense of change in my mood. I was just very like, meh. Nothing really mattered. I wasn't as pressed as I normally am. I wasn't as meticulous as I normally am. I was just super chill, like whatever. Dry mouth so easily. I was still cramping, still had insomnia. I put poop has changed. It's even more tough, and I didn't go every day. These are just real life things, okay? So don't judge me. I was tired as ever. Like I was the type prior to pregnancy, I could get up at 7 o'clock in the morning, 8 o'clock in the morning, be gone and just like run my errands, do what I need to do, blah, blah, blah. But I couldn't do that anymore. Like I was just so exhausted, just exhausted. Wake up tired. Like what in the world is going on? And I put, I had nipple tenderness. I put the exact day I had nipple tenderness, and it was so strange. And I think during this time, during week 5, I absolutely knew I was pregnant. Yeah, I knew during weeks 2 through 4. My doctor caught it right away because it was so funny. I went in for my normal annual, and that's when I found out. So anyways, and then during week 5, I experienced some anxiousness. I was like really anxious, kind of on edge. It was strange. Moving on to week 6. Heartburn after eating anything. And then I put specifically Coney. If you're in like the Midwest, you know what Coney Islands are. You know what that whole Coney dog thing is about. I was just like, heartburn was crazy. And I loved Thai food, but I couldn't eat Thai food because whatever it is that's in there made me have really bad heartburn. I was super moody, snappy, and mean. And during this week, when I used the baby app, man, it was spot on telling me about where I stand and how I am, because I was so mean, so moody, so mean. They said that I would have like erratic behavior, and I definitely can say that like during this week I was very erratic. And during week 6 I think I'm starting to show, or maybe it was just the bloat, I'm not sure. I could fall asleep anywhere. My nipples seemed super thick and they were protruding. My hair texture changed. That's another thing that I noticed also. I feel like it got coarser, but my curls were like perfect. Like absolutely perfect. I don't know. My hair was coarser, my hair looked thicker, fuller, all of that. It was just the beginning stages of that, I guess. During week 6, I think I stopped watching other people's labor and delivery videos, and I decided that I'm not really going to do any of that. I just kind of wanted to have my own experience, and I did that just to kind of, you know, protect my spirit, protect my mind, and not feel like, oh, well, this could happen to me, or that could happen to me, or oh my gosh, I start to feel something like they said they felt and this happens. You know, I just couldn't watch. I guess I don't know. I just didn't want to put that in my spirit. And during week 6, I could not remember anything, like nothing. Week 7 was the turn to my Hellmester. Week 7, I got extreme nausea, like terrible, loss of appetite, sleepy, peeing constantly, heartburn with 5 exclamation points behind it. I wake up so hungry I could puke. So this is before I even knew to keep food by the side of my bed and keep water by the side of my bed. I would just wake up at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning starving. It would be an absolute mess. That's when the extra saliva started. And I really don't like it. It's the worst. The extra saliva is just so disgusting. Like, I feel it right now, and I've been feeling it ever since week 7. I had the burping, my stomach started tightening, anxious. I had my first experience of the food aversions, which is puking during this week. Gag reflux to toothpaste, which for any pregnant woman, I think is kryptonite. Toothpaste has been kryptonite. I just started getting over toothpaste. My hair has grown significantly during that time, and I just felt all around uncomfortable. Just uncomfortable. It was just, I can't. You just feel like, it's bad. Week 8. All right. Food aversions kept coming. Mood swings like crazy. Sleepy. Constant nausea, in addition to puking. Twice a day. Horrible. Everything I ate had to be cold. Don't give me anything hot. I want ice cold water, which is not like me because I will always drink my water room temperature. I loved hot food. Just whatever. Everything had to be super cold, and I could only sleep comfortably on my back at that time. So during week 7, up until still currently, I'm experiencing the food aversions, which I will get into in later videos, but yeah, I'll save that for my current updates. Week 9 is when I got my first ultrasound, and you guys got to see baby Juicy for the first time. My back pain and headache due to nausea meds. I did try to take 2 different types of nausea medications, and I took them each once. I took each one time because I said, I don't know what this is doing to the baby. It made me really nervous. They did work. However, they turned me into a zombie. I couldn't move. I couldn't drive. I literally would just be like this. Sleep. It will take all that away from me, but then even though they say they're safe, I just said, you know what, Sedacia, you're just gonna have to grit and bear it. And I did. I stopped taking them after the first time, went right back to puking, went right back to the constant state of nausea, but I felt more comfortable doing that than taking the medication and not being able to do anything. I noticed during week 9 also my nails became brittle and I was also puking up everything. Week 10. So week 10, I noticed I had a lot of restlessness. I have like little anxiety attacks. It was like little weird panic attacks. It was a strange feeling. Crazy heartburn. Everything tastes salty. Everything tasted salty to me. So I never added salt to any type of food that I would purchase. The food that I would make, of course, I would add a little dash of salt to it, but by already stuff tasting salty to me, I was just being extra cautious because, you know, I didn't want the gestational diabetes or the preeclampsia. I had vivid sexual dreams during week 10. I mean, vivid sexual dreams. My boobs grew for sure during week 10, like significantly. As I mentioned in my I am expecting video or I'm pregnant video, please make sure that you watch that. It was just a super nice video, a nice memory for me to have forever. I talked about my boobs and all of that jazz and how it's just weird to actually have them. It is weird, like I've never had them before. So to have something even as small as these are still, they're still huge to me and I'm still like getting adjusted to these things. Week 10, I think I officially began to show, which I still think is early. So that's why I think I'm having a big baby. I think baby will be like 8-pounder, 9-pounder baby. We'll see. We'll see. Week 11, I started to see my linea negra, which is the line that goes up the belly, the dark line that goes up the belly. I started to feel better. I had body aches and pains. I had lots of new moles all over my chest area, which was strange for me. Well, it's not strange because that runs in my family, but I think it's just been expedited because I'm pregnant. And I've never had like hair on my tummy, and I just feel like it's a little hair near the going up the same line as the linea negra. It's very fine hair, but it's still there and I notice it. And then I just had very little appetite the last few days of week 11. Week 12, chest acne. Still was getting food aversion. So mind you guys, this is 5 weeks. Started week 7. This is 5 weeks of puking. Ice chips became my best friend and I started to have some major sinus drainage. Week 13, I can eat a little more. I had regular streams of urine. Prior to it, it would be like little little spats. It wasn't like a full stream. And I think that's because of my lack of water. I had no sex drive at all during week 13. And I had crazy vivid dreams, just like super random, super vivid. Felt like it was just, again, something I never experienced before. But my first trimester was extremely hard. It was awful, you guys. The food aversions were crazy. Again, there were medicines that I tried to take, but they had adverse effects. It took away one thing, but it gave me another. So, you know, they say it's all worth it in the end, and I'm so excited to see my little baby and see their face and all that jazz. But when I tell you guys, pregnancy is hard. It has been interesting. It has been tough, and I am very grateful to be over that first trimester hill. I mean, I'm still vomiting, but it's not nearly as bad, and I can keep food down now and things like that I will get into later on in my second trimester update. But I thank you guys for watching. Please give me a big thumbs up if you like this video. Leave me a comment on if you guys want my how I found out I was pregnant story, and if you want a supplement video, and if you yeah, those were the only 2, I think. And leave me a comment letting me know how your first trimester was or is going. Whew. I'm tired and now I need a nap. But thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, adios, besos.